Hey there, I'm Alicia Malone and I'm on the massive racetrack-themed carpet for the world premiere of Cars 2. They do it big here in Hollywood, and I'm going to chat to the cast about what they love the most about working on this cute animated film. So, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Let's go.
Hollywood Boulevard was turned into a racetrack for the much-anticipated world premiere of Cars 2 in LA, and the stars rolled up to walk the track.
So would you say that this is less of a sequel and more of just a new adventure for the cars?
That's a perfect way to put it. I'm going to use that from now on if you don't mind. That's a great way to put it, because that's the way we looked at it. We wanted to do something really different, and we view it, once we created Cars, we realized there's a whole world of cars that are characters of being alive, and so we wanted to take them and do something completely different.
You know, we're going to Tokyo and London, and it's the International Grand Prix, and then with the whole element with Mater being, you know, kind of, mistaken for a spy, and Michael Caine, there's Finn McMissile. It just feels like kind of a bigger adventure.
Is it easier doing a sequel to this film now you've got more of an idea of how it's all going to turn out?
Oh yeah, you know, well, I'm familiar with the character. I know what the character's all about. In the first one, you just kind of feeling your way through it. Once I did the first one and I knew what Mater was all about, the second one was a lot of fun to do. I got to do a lot of stuff with it and experiment, so it was awesome.
My character wasn't in the first one, so I knew I was starting fresh, but sort of understanding the world of it, I felt like I had a lot of room to play. John Lasseter has really, he lets you run free with it and sort of wants to see what you bring to it as well, on top of a very fine script. So I just remember loving the movie, the first one, and thought, well, I just got to have as much fun now as they seem to be having then, and hopefully it worked.
Doing a voice for an animated film, is it an easy job or harder than people might think?
It was easy for me. I looked at the photos they had of the Jeep, and I'm an old person, and the Jeep was an old car. I figure he's a World War II Jeep. He spent a lot of time driving through battlefields and mud and rocks and all that. So I developed a voice that was kind of a gravelly voice, and that sounded to me like what it should be, and they seem to be happy with it, so that's how he sounds.
A lot of people who do animated films say it's great doing a voice because you could do it in your pajamas. Were you ever tempted?
Oh, I worked completely in the buff.
Really?
Yes.
To get into character?
Absolutely.
I didn't go Hugh Hefner style.
Must be strange doing a voice separately from everyone else and then seeing it all come together.
It is, but I've also been doing Fat Tony on The Simpsons for 20 years now, and I've had a lot of experience on occasion having to do it all alone.
Is there any Fat Tony in Graham?
No, I purposely kind of kept that separate, actually. I don't think, the only thing they have in common is they both kind of walk on the dark side of the street, I guess you would say, or perhaps drive on the dark side of the street.
So is it more fun coming to a premiere like this where you can take your whole family?
Absolutely, yeah. And Pixar, it's just their legacy. It's smart, intelligent, witty, heartwarming stories.
The excitement of kind of, the people being out and like something like this where they're closing down Hollywood Boulevard, that's exciting.
It is a racetrack. I hear I look down and see where I am on the racetrack. I would like to, it'd be nice if we were coming along in cars, wouldn't it? Just leading out saying, I'm just driving on a bit.
When you get asked to do a voice for Cars 2, do you have any hesitation or you just say, yes, where do I sign?
I said yes right away. It's a compliment.
It's definitely where do I sign. I have a little boy who's 7 years old, who's the perfect demographic sweet spot for this film. Like he's grown up with Pixar. He's been watching them ever since he was tiny. And in fact, embarrassingly enough, one of his first words was Nemo, which doesn't say much for our parenting skills, but says quite a lot for the power of Pixar.
What is it about Pixar films that captures the hearts of people young and old?
They don't condescend to their audience.
Pixar tends to tell really good stories, and this is just a fabulous story. Great characters, great relationships. That works anywhere.
All right, that's it for another episode of Premiere, but don't be sad. We'll have more red carpets, more stars, and more action next week. See ya.
For more of the best in entertainment news, check out your Movie Network channels. It's altogether better on screen and at mnc.tv.